What's going on, y'all? Do me a favor, like, tag, and invite somebody in on this afternoon.
This life can make me so confused, but it's alright.
Do me a favor, like, tag, and share.
I feel so used, that ain't right.
Somebody say I'm empowering my people.
I just wanna run and hide, but I don't have the time.
Come on.
It's alright.
We coming up, my people.
It's alright.
Hey.
Alright. Any thoughts are running through my head.
Do me a favor, like, tag, and share. If you're on here this afternoon, do me a favor and type where you're tuning in from.
I can't wait to see your face. I need a smile in your embrace. I'm alright.
Yes, I do not own rights to this music. Do me a favor, like, tag, and share. And if you're tuning in this afternoon, do me a favor and type where you're tuning in from. All right, y'all. All right. Kingdom blessings, prophet. All right, listen, y'all. This is your girl, Tamika Sweat, and I am your financial literacy expert. If you would do me a favor and to like, to tag, and to share, and if you would be so kind as to type in where you are tuning in from. Kingdom blessings, Michelle, tuning in from Mississippi. If you guys would do me a favor, because this is something that's going to catapult us and it's going to change the whole trajectory of your financial status as well as your credit. So listen, make sure you tag, like, and share. I need you guys to share this with all your digital outlets. Share it with all the groups that you guys are with, because this is a game changer and this is going to help our people. All right, I got my business partner on here, none other than Kayla, tuning in from Las Vegas, Nevada. Listen, I decided instead of eating lunch, I was going to spend my lunch with you. That's right. I decided to spend my lunch with you to let you in on this blessing that is going to be a game changer for our people as a whole. And this product is offered to everybody, regardless to nationality, race, ethnicity, religious belief. It's offered to everybody. But I do want to prophetically say this, is that God had given me this to let me know that in this season that this is going to be a rise for our Black people as a whole, because we have been robbed of our birthright. We've been robbed of giving up our homes. We've been robbed of our businesses being shut down because of riots, because of just being sold out. And so this is going to be the hour where we're really going to uprise. You're going to see more Black-owned banks. You're going to see more Black-owned gas stations and businesses. And so I need you guys, do me a favor. Listen, we be on Facebook talking about the latest sales. I just got me a Gucci purse. I just got me some Louboutin shoes. I just got me this and that. But how about share this knowledge? For knowledge is power. So do me a favor, share this with all your digital outlets. Share this with all those that you know. Matter of fact, share this with somebody that you know that need the help regarding credit and need the help financially. Maybe you saying, Apostle, I may not necessarily need credit cleaning, but I need to get my finances up to par. I'm tired of living from paycheck to paycheck. Well, I want to extend this opportunity to you to be able to come on aboard with me as a business partner. Listen, when I tell you that this opportunity, it changed the whole trajectory of my financial status. Not only my financial status, but my credit score. I don't care what any of you say, but credit is king. You have bad credit, I can guarantee you that you're going to be denied or you're going to be told that you need a cosigner. And so I want to say this: a lot of times, many of us, we run when it talks about money. We run when we talk about money. But truth of the matter is, it takes money to do things. Everything is not going to be handed over to you in your lap. But the Bible says that faith without works is dead. And so I am extending this to you because this was my prayer. What you guys don't understand is that, listen, this wasn't just a business for Apostle Tamika. This was my prayer, that where God granted my petition, my prayer at the end of 2018. And I need you guys to like, tag, and share this to all your groups that you're a part of. Share this to all your media outlets. But this was my prayer in 2018. I have found myself in such a dire position where I was just, everything was just dry. I made good money, but I made poor decisions. And not only that, but I had identity theft. So my name was just dragged everywhere. People in the state of New York had used my name, got utilities. People was using my name across the border. People had opened up credit cards and utility bills in my name. You all know about the Experian Equifax identity theft thing. You know, my name just got drugged all around. So I found myself in a tight position where I was at a 495 credit score. Can I keep it 100 with y'all? I was at a 495 credit score because, one, my name was used for identity theft, and then two, some poor decisions that I had made. Like myself, many of us were not taught about financial literacy. As a matter of fact, we wasn't taught that in school. And so a lot of us made a lot of premature decisions that got us detrimental results. As Kayla just said, hers was 424. And so we are in an hour where God is blessing us beyond measure. And so in 2018, I had found myself in a horrible condition where I was tired. I'm like, Lord, something has got to give. And I'm getting ready to play a video in a second that's going to change the whole trajectory of your life. I was at a place, Kayla, Michelle, where I was ready to give up. It's like, Lord, I am your leader. I'm the woman of God. I'm living right. I'm walking upright, but I'm finding myself in a tight situation. I'm finding myself where I am robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm finding myself where I'm living off payday advances just to make ends meet. I said, something is wrong. I pay my tithes. I pay my offering. Something wrong. So the Lord, I began to seek the Lord diligently. I said, Lord, and I began to decree and declare some things over my life. And I say that to you, you have got to learn to speak life over your situation. There may be some things in your life that you are ready to throw in the towel. You're ready to give up. But I want to tell you to speak life. The Bible says to speak those things as though they should be. And so I remember at one time just being so discouraged in a mode of depression. And so I sought the Lord. I said, Lord, I need to be in the position to link up with individuals that are actually doing something, individuals that can actually help me catapult to where I need to be. I need some coaches. I need some insight in the financial industry, because it don't make no sense that I'm teaching people how to pay tithes and offering, but I can't help them on if they need a bill paid, or I can't show them how to be better stewards over their finances, and they're paying their tithes. So they begin to question, well, Pastor, I'm paying my tithes. I'm doing what I should do. Why is it that I'm still living from paycheck to paycheck? So these are real honest questions where I was very 100 with the Lord. And I said, Lord, I need some answers. I need some help. And so the Lord began to take me to scripture. He took me to Jeremiah 29:11. And Jeremiah 29:11, I'm just paraphrasing, but he says that my thoughts of you are of good and not of evil. And he says, my desire is that you all should prosper. And so the Lord began to let me know. He said, listen, you are the lender and not the borrower. You are above and not beneath. And so I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, in this season coming into 2019, I need some divine connections. Link me up with people that want to celebrate me, those that are going to push me, those that are going to hold me accountable. And some of you guys, you are afraid to make investments. You'll make investments in Lord and Taylor, Macy's, Amazon. Some of y'all shop Amazon every day, but you have no return. Your investment is not yielding no return. Some of you got your stimulus, some of you got your taxes, but you have nothing to show for it. I want to help you on today because this was my prayer. This is not just Apostle Mika want to get paid. That's not what it's about. You got to understand that this was my prayer. My prayer to God, earnest prayer was, Lord, I want to be able to come out of this financial debt. Lord, I need my credit score to change. And Lord, I want to be able to show the people how to overcome their financial poverty and how to maximize everything that you have given us. And so the Lord granted my petition. I came into encounter with Cordelia Outerly, who is a serial entrepreneur by way of Florida. And I linked up with her. I've been watching her. Now, mind you, I have been watching her for a whole year. And I have been seeing the major testimonies of she and her business partners. I was watching one of her mentors who was driving around in a company owned Bentley. I was watching some of her partners that were driving around in BMWs. These are movers and shakers. I was seeing the testimonies of how one of my mentors went from making $10 an hour, being on Section 8, to being a 7-figure earner. I sat back and watched this for a whole entire year. And just like yourself, I was skeptical. I was skeptical on whether I should do this, but I had got so tired, y'all. I had made up in my mind that I was tired. And I said, Lord, if you be the God that I know you are, I know that you are going to direct my path. And at that moment, I have made a conscious decision that, Lord, I'm going to lay aside my agenda. A lot of times when we say that, we just think it's just about spiritual. But a lot of times, God wants you to lay aside your agenda in every area concerning your life. I said, Lord, I'm laying aside my patterns, my way of doing things, and I'm going to follow you as you lead me. So, Lord, wherever the Holy Ghost leads me, that's what I'm going to do. So I sat back and I watched Cordelia Outerly for years. She is not only is she in a financial literacy industry, she's a master baker. She's a global baker. She's shipping products all over the globe in conjunction with other enterprises that she's over. And so I sat back and I watched her, and she kept trying to get me because she knew the Lord had told her she needed to be in this. And it was more than just Cordelia getting a sale. She saw what I desire in the spirit. Somebody gonna catch this on this afternoon. She saw in the spirit where I was. She knew that I needed this. She knew that this was a lifeline that she was extending to me. And I kept brushing her off. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I don't got it. And truthfully, I really didn't have it to give to her because I was always at Check and Go Online, CashNet USA, borrowing from friends and family. So by the time I got paid, my check was already dispersed. And so I said, Lord, I had got to listen. 5 miles to empty. Okay. I had got to the place where I was like, Lord, I'm going to die. I ain't going to make it. I said, Lord, I trust you. And I believe that this is a divine appointment, that you are connecting me with this woman of God. And so I said, Lord, if this be the opportunity, watch this. Some of y'all going to catch this. I said, Lord, If this is the opportunity that you want me to invest and take advantage of, you are going to make a way. And so the Lord did just that. The minute that I spoke that, and Cordelia, she could come back and replay this and tell you it's the God's the honest truth. I said, Lord, if this be your will, you're going to make a way. Not even a few hours later, I had got word from my boss that you guys hit bonus. So you're going to get a bonus. The first thing I did was, one, paid my tithes and offering. Two, I took the money and I invested in my business. I knew nothing about the financial literacy industry except what I saw being posted. But I stepped out on faith and I trusted God. I trusted God to make the impossible become possible. And so I took my bonus and I invested in this business. And when I tell you that this was one of the best investments of my life, you're looking at a person that was living from paycheck to paycheck. Although I was making a good 60 plus thousand a year, but I was living from paycheck to paycheck. There were some poor decisions that I had made. I had identity theft, and there were some poor spending habits that, truth be told, I had, like many of us do today. And so I came into this industry, and when I tell you it changed the entire trajectory of my life, I went from having a 495 credit score to now up to 750. My credit score is Trump tight. My credit score is so Trump tight that I was able to invest in a major investment that I'm not going to reveal yet, but you will see. It changed everything in my life. Kayla, I went from check and go, payday advance online, borrowing from folks, to having money stored up, from having multiple accounts, from having multiple CDs and investing in trade lines and stocks and bonds. I'm just telling you what God can do. You do not have to live in poverty. You do not have to be broke. You do not have to borrow from individuals. God says that he will provide for you, but he's looking for you to take the first step. And if God has linked you up with individuals that can help you, listen, you didn't invested in everything else. You didn't invested in stuff that didn't yield nothing. But I'm telling you, by way of evidence, I just posted this morning, one of my spiritual daughters, she just signed up for the credit cleaning, and not even a whole month. It ain't even been a month. Her credit score is up 30 points, y'all. Why? Because she is trusting the process. Why? Because she is following the instructions that we give her. Listen, we're not just cleaning credit. We are arming you to learn financial literacy. We're arming you on what to avoid. We're arming you on what is needed to keep your credit score at an optimal level. We're arming you on how to govern budgeting and things of that nature. We're not telling you to live beyond your means, but what we're telling you is the tools that's going to help skyrocket you, so that when you do start your business, you can leverage your credit to get the loan that you desire. When you go to your favorite store like Macy's or Ashley Stewart or whatever store you choose to go to, and they say, Miss Jackson, do you want to open up a credit card? And you like, no, because they ain't going to approve me. You ain't got to be embarrassed no more. When they go run your name, because your credit is Trump tight, you're going to get an excellent line of credit. So this is what we are here for. We're not only training adults, but you're going to be able to participate in your children becoming financially literate at a young age. We have a YFL where we invest over $400,000 yearly to educate young youth from fifth grade on up on how to acquire lines of credit at a young age. Some of you don't know. If you pay your credit cards off and your credit card is keeping your credit good, why not add your children on as an authorized user? So guess what? By the time they are 18 years of age, they already have some credit, because some of you, your credit ain't bad, but you have no credit history. So because you have no credit history, that is why you can't get nothing, because you have no established credit. But if you put your children on your account as an authorized user, guess what? They now have some established credit. So by the time they get grown, guess what? They got credit. So these are some of the things that we teach you all. I'm getting ready to play a video momentarily, but one of the things I wanted to share with you, some of you have credit cards. You're paying the whole balance off. That's why your credit score ain't going up. What you got to understand is they are looking at the longevity of that account. They're looking at, are you able to make your payments on time? If you're using $300 on your credit card and you pay back $300, it's not showing any history. So they want to see history. You should owe no more than 30% on your credit cards. That's the stuff that we teach you. It's so much more than just getting your credit clean. Some of you guys are looking for a quick fix. And that, listen, it's more than that. You ought to want to change your lifestyle. You ought to want to change for the better. And these are just some of the tricks that we've given you for free on today. But I want to play this video very quickly for you guys. It's really going to help you guys, and you're going to really, really, really enjoy it. So I'm going to actually play this video for you all. Give me 1 second. I'm going to actually pull up this video for you all. Give me 1 second.
Is the most important number in your financial life. And in this current economic climate, your credit rating matters more than ever. Lenders look at it when you make an application for a loan, credit card, mortgage, or other type of credit to see how much you already owe, how well you are. Do you know what's in your credit file? Your credit score is the most important number in your financial life. And in this current economic climate, your credit rating matters more than ever. Lenders look at it when you make an application for a loan, credit card, mortgage, or other type of credit to see how much you already owe, how well you are coping with the payments, and whether you can afford to borrow more. Let's take a look at what makes up your overall credit score. The biggest factor in your credit score is your payment history, and it composes 35% of your total score. The payment history factor is looking to see if you have paid your bills on time in the past and if you are currently behind on any of your bills. The score will calculate the total number of accounts paid on time and the number of accounts past due, with past due accounts being rated by the amount past due, the length of time past due, and how recently it was past due. In some instances, certain late payments can have more of a negative effect than others. For instance, during a mortgage refinance, late payments on your existing mortgage account are significantly worse than late payments on credit cards or installment loans. The most important debt to keep up to date on is your mortgage payment, and it should be a priority before you pay any other debt each month. You should contact your loan service immediately if you feel you cannot make your mortgage payment. Late payments, especially on large loans such as mortgages, make lenders worry that the loan will not be repaid and can cause a large increase in your interest rate, meaning you could be paying much more overall. If you are currently past due on any of your accounts, your first step before you pay the amount owed should be to contact the creditor to verify the actual balance due. This is important because account balances are typically not accurate on your credit file. Because past due balances can have such a big impact on your score, late payments should be addressed as quickly as possible, and after past due balances have been paid and everything is up to date, you should make every possible effort to make sure all future payments are made on time. The next factor in your credit score is your outstanding debt, or what you still owe on your accounts, and it makes up 30% of your overall score. This factor is based on the amount of available credit you have versus how much you are using and can be broken down into two parts: revolving credit and mortgage and installment loans. Mortgage and installment loans are evaluated based on the difference between the amount of the original loan and the remaining unpaid balance, or how much debt you started with and how much you have left. These loans are typically mortgage or auto loans and have a set monthly payment extending over a finite period of time. The second part of your outstanding debt comes in the form of revolving credit, generally in the form of credit cards. This is known as the total revolving credit utilization ratio and is calculated by dividing the total balance owed on all open credit cards by the total credit limits for all open cards. Keeping the balance owed at or below 30% of your credit limit will have the best impact on your score. The next credit score factor, length of credit history, makes up 15% of your credit score. This category looks at how long your accounts have been open and the length of time since the last activity on the account. The longer an account is open, the more it improves your credit history, which is why it is generally advisable not to close old accounts. The difficult part about this factor is that it takes time, and most credit accounts that can help you must be 2 years old or older. If you have older credit cards that you don't use frequently, try to use them at least once every 6 months to keep them active by making a small purchase and paying it off. The next factor is type of credit, which makes up about 10% of your score. This means it is beneficial to have a mix of different types of accounts, which might include a mortgage, an auto loan, a couple of major credit cards like Amex or Visa, and 1 or 2 department store or gas credit cards. Remember, though, that this category only makes up 10% of your credit score, so you shouldn't take on more debt than you can handle just to increase credit type diversity. The final factor in your credit score is inquiries, which also makes up about 10% of your overall score. Keep in mind that there are 2 types of inquiries that appear on your credit report: inquiries that you authorized for obtaining credit and promotional inquiries. Anytime you apply for a credit card or loan, an inquiry is added to your credit file, and too many inquiries can negatively impact your credit file. Too many recent inquiries indicate to a potential creditor that your debt-to-income ratio might be much higher than you stated, especially since recent credit lines may not have appeared on your credit report yet. The credit scoring model will look at how many inquiries and how recently they were opened. Credit pulls for mortgage and automobile loans that occur more than 30 days prior to scoring have no effect on the credit score. Outside of this 30-day period, mortgage and automobile loan credit pulls that occur within any 14-day period are treated as a single inquiry. Pre-approved credit offers are considered promotional inquiries and will not affect your credit score. To increase your credit score or even to just maintain the score you currently have, it is important to understand how your credit score is calculated. If you want more information about your credit score, check out our education and resource centers for help.
All right, guys. So as you've seen, this thing is the real deal. As I stated to you guys, I went from a 495 credit score to a overall 750. And because my credit score has increased to 750 overall, I am now able to obtain and purchase land and things that I need. You know, when you have a good credit score, you're able to leverage that. I have a client that was paying $600-700 on a car that wasn't even worth $23,000. Because he was able to leverage his credit score, he was now able to go back in and refinance that same car. And now he's only paying $350 for his car note. So, what am I telling you? Credit is a very important contributor to what you're going to incur out of pocket. And so, as you guys see, I do have my link on here. This is the time for you to take the step. It's a very minimal investment, but it's going to be an investment that changes the whole trajectory of your life. And as I stated, maybe some of you you want to be a business partner. This is a great opportunity. If you like helping people, if you love helping people, if you love teaching people, it's going to be a twofold. It's not only going to be a blessing to you, but it's going to be a blessing to those around you. And so I believe that we are in the year of prophecy, because the Lord revealed this to me, that in this year that there's going to be a lot of things that come out of the woodwork. And I'm going to say this to you: a lot of times we look at negative things as always being the devil. But have we ever considered that God was in the midst? And I prophetically believe that during this pandemic, I'm not going to say pandemic, during this pandemic, this was a setup. This is part of it. It was a setup for many of us, because truth be told, if it had not been for this pandemic, many of us would not have put our foot to the pedal. Businesses have been birthed through this pandemic. authors have been birthed through this pandemic. People have decided to make life-changing decisions to not only be a blessing to them, but their future legacies. How many of you can say that you have life insurance? I don't know about you. I'm 45. Once you're over a certain age, a lot of people don't even want to cover you without a medical exam. But here it is coming on board with me. I'm building a team that will be six-figure earners. And I'm not all about money, but I do believe that it takes money to fund your vision. There are some of you that have expressed to me, Apostle, I want to open up a women's center. I want to open up a center for abused and battered women. I want to open up a center for felons. I want to open up this or that. Well, guess what? That take money. So with that being said, why not allow us to help you to be able to get to your goal? And so with that being said, I believe that this is the hour that you're going to have to allow faith as well as patience to come into play into your life, standing firm, believing that God can do it. Listen, this ain't no Ponzi scheme. This ain't no scheme. I've shown you, I've shared my credit score with you guys online. I just showed you the other day how my score went up 41 points. And with all honesty, I wasn't even anticipating that. But I want those of you that believe, let me say this. It is going to take discipline, and you are going to need to follow the instructions that we give you. There are some of you that come aboard and you just drop the ball. You can't be on 1 month and off. You got to be consistent. If you want this to work, you have to be consistent. It really don't require you to do nothing but just follow the guidelines, and it don't take a rocket scientist to do it. But some of you want to get your credit clean, but then you go back to bad spending habits. Listen, we're not just about credit restoration. We're showing you how to budget. I'm going to put myself out there, Kayla. I was spending over $200 to $500 monthly. Hear me well. I was spending over $200 to $500 monthly on Starbucks coffee. Starbucks was getting about a good $200 to $500 for me. I'm gonna be 100. I love coffee. I'm a coffee head. Some people love food. I love coffee. And so what I was doing is that every morning, because I was working brick and mortar at the time, now I work from home. But at the time, I was going every morning when I got off, sometimes going at lunchtime. Y'all want some coffee? Spending money, my treat. So I was finding myself spending that money. So when I used the budgeting tool that was offered to me, which is a part of your package, I found out, dang, where's $500 going? So I started looking at my budget. I'm like, oh my God, Starbucks getting $200 to $500 of my money? Yes, they were. And so I began to use wisdom and my budgeting tool, and I started going to the grocery store and I bought me a bag of Starbucks coffee, because guess what? They was taking $500 of my money that I could be using to invest in some stocks and some bonds. I was taking $200 to $500 of my money, spending it on something that was not yielding a return. If you're going to invest your money in anything, you need to invest in something that is going to yield a return. And so that's where I found myself. And these tools actually help me to leverage my income. It's more than just credit restoration. I was able to leverage my income. What you guys don't know, with the credit restoration, you're getting a will and trust. Listen, there are celebrities that are millionaires that don't even have anything put into place. This is why you're seeing people fighting over estates, because they have no will and trust. But with our program, you're able to edit that will and trust as often as you like. Not only that, but you're getting credit monitoring and identity theft coverage. So it's so much more. You're getting discounts with hundreds of retailers nationwide. There is so much to this program. You also have the Credit My Rent. That's another leveraging tool. I use that. Listen, I use Credit My Rent, and that helped my score go up about a good 30 points monthly. Because if you pay your rent on time, guess what? You can actually add that to your credit. If you want to know about that, ask me how. I'll send you the link. But you can use your rent to add to your credit. Maybe your credit is not as bad, and you saying, Apostle, well, I do have a good credit score, but I want my credit score to go up a little bit more. Well, guess what? You can use the Credit My Rent to add more to your credit score. Or maybe you need an additional line of credit. We have a secure credit card that I can provide to you to be able to increase your credit score. One of my clients did the unsecured credit card, and her credit score spiked up 61 points within the first month. So there are other tools if your credit score is good that maybe you just want to see a little bit more spike in your credit. We have other leveraging tools that we can help you to maximize your credit score, because the higher your score, the better rates that you're going to get. If you're a person that's at a 580, 560, you can 9 times out of 10 bank that you're going to walk out the dealership paying a good $400, $500, $600 on a car note. But if you, yes, you can find the company on the Better Business Bureau. We have been in operation over 17 years. Yes, you can. So with that being said, a person that has poor credit score, you're going to pay more. But if you have an excellent credit score, guess what? You will walk out only paying maybe $150, $200 for a car note. So Michelle, to answer your question, yes, we are a nonprofit organization that has been around for a very long time, since 2014 to be specific. And we are very legit. This is, like I said, this is not no Ponzi scheme. This is not no fly by night. These are actual results. We work with a team of paralegals and attorneys that will definitely be very beneficial to you. So listen, do me a favor, guys, because I got to get back to work. But do me a favor. I want you guys to share this to as many of your digital outlets as possible. Share this to the groups that you're in, because I can guarantee you that there is somebody that needs the help. And once again, this is why I'm on here endorsing this. I'm endorsing this because I myself am a client and I know that it works. I'm endorsing this because this was my prayer. My prayer was to help the people of God to come up. My prayer was to be able to help the people of God to stop borrowing and be the lender. And so please do me a favor and share this to all your people. If you got relatives, maybe it's yourself. If you got coworkers, share this to them. This is a great opportunity for them to get their credit trump tight. Stop holding off tomorrow what you can do for today. Like I said, we Benihana's, Ruth Chris, Papado, all these restaurants getting your money and you ain't get nothing in return but a full belly. Why not invest in something that's going to secure you, that's going to help you? Some of you can't even get an apartment in your name because your credit's so jacked up. Don't you know that your car insurance, your credit score affects how much you pay? And you looking at your friend, they paying 140, but you paying 300. That's because your credit score jacked up, sweetie. So credit is king, and it does affect everything in your life. You cannot bypass it. Everything you ain't going to be able to pay cash with, sis. So this is something that is put in place to be a blessing. And the only reason I became a part of this is because I've seen the results. I've witnessed the results. You can't always go off of what everybody else is saying, because some people say stuff, but they're not telling you the full story. It's their story and the truth. Some people are poor stewards. They don't spend right. They don't budget right. They're reckless. They don't pay their bills on time. But when I sign people up, I'm going to show you the ins and outs. I'm not just going to leave you hanging. I'm going to show you what you should be doing. I actually go on my website and I check to see what the heck is going on. I told one of my clients, sis, you can't keep dropping off and back on and expect your credit score to go up. 1 minute you in, 1 minute you out. No, you got to be consistent. If you want to see the results, consistency is going to be very necessary. So listen, this is your girl, none other than Apostle Tamika Sweat, saying God bless you all. And make sure you go to my link today and go ahead and register and change the trajectory of your life. You guys be encouraged.
They make me mad and it's all right. In the morning when I see the sun,